Yanti was brought into the country since the 6th of June. Yanti has spent over 11 days beyond the statutory period of 48 hours, 48 days, 48 hours, sorry, 48 hours for probable cause to be sent charge and to face his fate. It is sad that Brother Yanti has spent over 11 days to establish a reasonable period for probable cause. It's 48 hours. That's what we were told. At this moment, we do not know whether Yanti is in possession or is in the custody of the court or he's in the custody of the Liberia National Police that is being headed by a murderer, Gregory Coleman, or the NSA. And so today, we are here to ask too many questions and demand answer because they are going overboard and the young people are weary. We cannot wait to stampede ourselves into history. And this is the moment we want. We can assure you that the forces of good will always surmount the forces of evil. Waka is powerless in his anarchy and his tyranny to overcome the people's power. We will and must and shall defeat Joseph Yima Bwaka. And the moment is now. So we'll provide the stage. In the next 24 hours, we can assure you that there will be an unspecified consequences. So let Gregory hear that. Gregory will know that you are trained to kill.
We demand reconciliation for the people in this country. 2026 is the day we'll rally the people. The regime that is bending on compromising justice to please the political elites and the patronage must be met with the forceful resolve of the conscious militants and revolutionaries and the hierarchy of consciousness. Now I say this to those progressive in government, we are not disappointed. Because when we all knew that a day will come that you will be at the crossroad. Yesterday, you championed the demand for April 14, 1979. It was all in your recitation that the progressive were never wrong to challenge multi-party democracy in this country. Today, Mr. Bwaka is a beneficiary of the democracy that was ushered in by selfless men and women who laid down their lives, regardless of the men and women that stood before them, regardless of the army that confessed them, to usher in a Bwaka that, according to him, could not even drink milk when he was born, to be living at the luxury opponents of the people and taking home a budget around 4 million, and you come here and make mockery of the people that sacrifice their lives in making sure that you live at opponents, and you think will allow you go scot-free by misinterpreting and misreading history. You are joking, Mr. President. You are joking. This is a historical cause that we are prepared to champion. We are prepared to champion the cause for the dignification of those people that are lying at the mass grave when you went there and criminate wearing our turban for the mountain and brought them to give you a befitting funeral only because you want to have a name made for yourself among the American Liberians. Only because you want your administration to be given an international acclaim process that you did what our administration could not have done. You cannot rebury those without thinking about reburying Will Gabi Tapia. You cannot rebury those without thinking about reburying Aaron Nipsey. These people, these men and women, blood was used as a water to factor the revolution and lay the blueprint of the democracy that you enjoy today. If the government of Liberia cannot commemorate that committee, involve our student leaders in this country to commemorate and celebrate a genuine reconciliatory effort, the July 26th celebration will be another historical reality that will be confronted by men and women at the hierarchy of consciousness. We are calling on all progressive forces and ideological movement in this country to see July 26th as a day to demand national reconciliation and national healing. And may Mr. Bwaka, quote-unquote, kwasa, misguided, misapply, and misrepresented ill logic of what it should be. We are saying this to Liberians. The need for reconciliation is not only given to president. We are saying this again. We hold no sympathy for Mr. Doe. We hold sympathy for Nelson Doe. Peace to our arches. But Doe deserves to die. And if need be, if history repeats itself, he must be killed in a more brutal way than he was killed. For the fact that you can kill over 600 people, men and women, pastors and imams, babies, mothers and pregnant women, in a raid or massacre, we cannot celebrate on compromising justice to please the political elites, and the patronage must be met with the forceful resolve of the conscious militants and revolutionaries and the barricade of consciousness. Now I say this to those progressive in government, we are not disappointed, because when we all knew that a day will come that you will be at the crossroad. Yesterday, you championed the demand for April 14, 1979. It was all in your recitation that the progressive were never wrong to challenge multi-party democracy in this country. Today, Mr. Boyka is a beneficiary of the democracy that was ushered in by selfless men and women who laid down their lives, regardless of the men and women that stood before them, regardless of the army that confronts them, to usher in a boycott that, according to him, could not even drink milk when he was born, to be living at the luxury opponents of the people and taking home a budget around 4 million, and you come here and make mockery of the people that sacrifice their lives in making sure that you live at opponents, and you think will allow you go scot-free by misinterpreting and misreading history. You are joking, Mr. President. You are joking. This is a historical cause that we are prepared to champion. We are prepared to champion the cause for the dignification of those people that are lying at the mass grave when you went there and criminate well our trouble from among them and brought them to give you a befitting funeral only because you want to have a name made for yourself among the American Liberians. Only because you want your administration to be given an international acclaim process that you did what other administration could not have done. You cannot rebury Doe without thinking about reburying Will Gabi Tapia. You cannot rebury Doe without thinking about reburying Aaron Nipsey. These people, these men and women, blood was used as a water to fetter the revolution and lay the blueprint of the democracy that you enjoy today. If the government of Liberia cannot commemorate that committee, involve student leaders in this country to commemorate and celebrate a genuine reconciliatory effort, the July 26th celebration will be another historical reality that will be confronted by men and women at the barricade of consciousness. We are calling on all progressive forces and ideological movement in this country to see July 26th as a day to demand national reconciliation and national healing. And may Mr. Boyka, quote-unquote, kwasa, misguided, misapplied, and misrepresented illogic of what it should be. We are saying this
management, people who are out there to help you in terms of taking you from the ghetto so that they can be able to come to your ear, because Liberian people from all parts of the world are watching, are listening to you. How can you motivate people? How can you explain your story out to them so that they can be able to help you?
Well, I just want to tell the donors that very we need to help, because in Liberia, yeah, so many people comes around and talk to us concerning the same project. They will come, take our video. Sometimes they come with small food and things, but we can see they follow up. So I pray that God may touch any other donors that will be able to help us to make us to be a better person in society, in terms of providing drugs, in terms of financial support. I will be too happy for that.
Okay, so as we take leave of you, is there anywhere that someone can get you, or any contact that they can be able to get you out?
Yeah, if there is any means of getting me, you can get at the Action Faith School and ask for any buckle. You'll be located to my house.
Your phone number? Do you have any phone number or any family number?
No. That the reason why I directed in my house because we the smokers they have outdoor team anything they value.
Okay. So once again, what's your name?
I said my name is Melvin B. Bucko, Ashton Fit location.
Okay, thank you. So you can go at the back as we talk to others. Yeah, so let's begin with me. Just give us thank you once more. So welcome your name. Please look at the camera.
I need sugar.
Sugarbo, what's your real need that your mother or your father gave you?
Oh, people better.
People brother.
Yeah.
So how old are you?
I'm 25.
25 years old.
Yeah.
So people would like to say you seem to be like someone who is in your 30 or 40 years old.
Yeah.
So what are you doing on the street today?
What bringing me on the street today? It was friends brought me on the street too. Well, I'm to see them doing carry on the habit. So that's what bring me on the street. That's what brought me here today. And I'm trying, I want to leave the church and to get back home. So I'm looking for people to help me. Yeah.
To the camera, people to the camera.
Yeah.
So in terms of people helping, how many years you been into this habit?
Oh, more than, you can say more than 15 years, still around there.
So do you have a child or do you have a children?
No.
You don't have anyone?
Yeah.
So you are on your own, like, do you go to 10? Who do you?
25 years of age.
25. And why are you going to this habit?
According to the habit since 2022. Yeah.
So from 2022 you stay into this habit?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see your family members, what are they saying to you? What are they encouraging you in terms of leaving the habit or what?
Personally I'm not around.
So take you from
those
what you have to say to the government, or what you have to say to them in terms of taking you to the rehab or taking you for medication, what you have to say to them that will motivate them, that will give them courage. I would say, yeah, this person wants to leave the habit. This person decided with their own mind, they have decided ever since that they want to leave this habit. What you have to say to them?
I've been wishing to leave the habits. All those are watching this, I pray they should come to our ear and help us through so many ways, by taking us to the rehab, by finding job for all, by finding other things for us to do. When we are busy, we will not be able to even come here to say we can make small jobs. Yeah. Me, I really want to stay away from this habit.
Okay, you want to stay away from the habit in terms of how you want to stay away?
I want to stay away from the habits by helping me through so many ways, by going to trade school, by taking me to rehab.
All content coordinators to stop to Poro Assange Society until January 2026. So after I read this information on the radio, Melvin Beliado invited me to go to his office to advise me not to read that announcement again. I said, but then I will not come to your call because the call is too hard. I will not come to your call. He said, but why you can't come to my little brother? I will call some of the police from the radio station so I can advise you. I said, I will not come. So after I told him, I said, okay, I want you to be on air with me today to make clarity. And I communicated with Julius Cameron, who is the president for the President of Liberia. Julius said you can carry the information on, carry it in front, send from the government, you can carry, but try and balance it with the person who sent it, which is on the Balier. On the Balier, he called and make clarity and confirmed yes. So when I told Beliadu myself, yeah, appearing on the radio by 8 o'clock, they answered it, but then no problem. On my way going to the radio station, there were I met Belia and the guys, about 19 guys, ran behind me, beat on me, took me to the office for 2 hours, beat on me, put me on the car, carried me to Leota and asked the man, where would be the nearest initiation center here? So we can carry this guy. Some of them recommended Leota, Vanta, so many areas Beliatu. So those guys said, Leota will be all right. When they took me to Leota, she said, no, let's make it be initiated here.
After they arrested you? How they arrested you?
They arrested me, forcefully beat on me. And I had
was at the house where they arrested you?
They arrested me in the public area, right before the civil mayor's office.
At what time?
Interpreter at 7:45 p.m. last night. Okay. So when we got to Leota, the time he came and asked me, I explained everything to him. He said, let me get to this guy. So from how he came saying, I did not see anything that we need to you. They should not do it in my time here. Because the information, we already heard it. Let it carry anywhere they want to carry. Put me on the car. I lost 11,000 with my test stream. I bought 175. But when I want to explain anything, Bilal will say, you thought anything, you beat on you. They said, they may call to know my location, but I say we don't know any location. The county command, the Shiota Petan, Musa call, they say they don't know my location. And I will then say, you open what will beat on you. So they took me to Vanstown, to the nearest society center. From
after the township, went to another town.
Good. So while on our way to Vanstown, the car went out of fuel. So they put me on motorbike with 6 gentlemen when we entered the town. So when we entered the town, he called the bushmaster who made the king. They said you'll be dancing around him until day, so we can take him to the main center. So they said they were hungry, they prepared food. I even bought sardine to her and they ate it and knew me. After they ate it, they took the water and wasted on me. So when all of them lie down, they slept down. I took off my white shirt out on me. I joined in the bush. All of them joined.
That was last night.
Last night at 12 a.m. last night. So I joined in the bush. I crawled on my gut for 5 hours. So when I got to Learstown, Vanstown, and Learstown Junction, I wish that they had come ahead. Supertown. Those guys were ahead already there. I had arrested me this morning, carried me to the main area this morning, waiting for Bida to come and give instruction. But call were going to other people, Bida said, okay, his parents have come to Learstown. Let them to Learstown. They require he committed by putting society me out so he can pay the penalty. His parents will sign for him and pay the penalty at a due time.
So, how many hours you guys spent, you spent in those guys' custody?
I spent like 24 hours. It happened 7:30 last night. Up to now, I'm just released. I think you can see.
Okay, so how you guys came to Bank from Tapeta?
Okay, from he told me in Vanstown from Society Bush there, anything you talk here, the moment you explain it, they will enter. So I went to see that they were around me here now. So when we got there, he said, let us go. Your parents have come. They thought you were in Learstown. They are there. 7 of your family members are there. So let's get to Learstown so we can come back all together. So we'll come and say, in the darling, down there, as Zola, you are going to Ziegler. So while going to Ziegler, Julius Canama, the president of President Labor, called him. He released that man anyway on the highway, carry him to the town and pull him down. He said, oh, the man with me, I already carried me. He said, I'm going there to release him.
Why you on the car?
Why you on the car?
He said,
he said, okay, man, I hear you are going to have the man released.
Why you couldn't talk to say I'm here?
He said, I should not talk. 16 men in the car with me. Everything I want to say, he asked me not to utter a word. So, yeah. So while coming, he received another call from the Minister of Proper. Minister said, he told the minister, I'm going there already.
Minister of Information.
Yeah.
Come affair.
Okay. On the circular. So everybody that call him, he will tell them he's coming to release me. In the next 2 hours, he will be released. In the next 2 hours, he will be released. The police commander called, he never knew that they had reached the police commander from the minister, the senator, all had done conference call. So the police commander told him, they'll get to Ban police duty and establish the case. The case is criminal in nature. So get there. So after the communication draft, he called out to the CEO here, CEO Ban, when the government had him arrested. When we got here, the commander was she was not here. The deputy was here. So they called the commander. When they called the commander, said, Mr. Bida, you are under arrest. They took Bida to the office and detained him for 15 minutes. So from there, I don't know what they did in there. He came. We went in investigation. I explained. They asked Bida without permission a question. He explained. I asked him 11 questions. He could not answer all.
Okay, so what the way forward now?
The way forward now, I'm calling the people station of Nema country to come to my ill, and now as I speak to you, you can see my body. I'm very much sick in my body now. I need to.
Let me just come in. Why, when you got to the police investigation, you told them that you were not beaten?
I said it on the jury because when I was talking, brother, if you threatening me, you say anything here for years ago is not fine. So everything I said it on the jury.
Okay, so then. What the police are saying now?
The police are saying the commander in San Antonio has received call, the county commander received call from other people that they should send on there in my favor.
Okay, in your job you did at the station there, did you explain anything contrary or above the communication center?
No, I went directly at the one the communication sent to us. I did not go in duty. I'm not a society member to go duty. How the society can be done as in the election.
So.
society until January 2026. So after I read this information on the radio, Melvin Beliado invited me to go to his office to advise me not to read that announcement again. I said, but then I will not come to your call because the call is too hard. I will not come to your call. He said, but why you can't come to my little brother? I will call some of the police from the radio station so I can advise you. I said, I will not come. So after I told him, I said, okay, I want you to be on air with me today to make clarity. And I communicated with Julius Cameron, who is the president for the President of Liberia. Julius said, you can carry the information on, carry it in front, send from the government, you can carry, but try and balance it with the person who said it, which is Honorable Balier. Honorable Balier, he called and make clarity and confirmed, yes. So when I told Belial, you myself, yeah, appearing on the radio by 8 o'clock, Belial said, okay, but then no problem. On my way going to the radio station, there were I met Belial and the guys, about 19 guys, ran behind me, beat on me, took me to the office for 2 hours, beat on me, put me on the car, carried me to Leota and asked the man, where would be the nearest initiation center here? So we can carry this guy. Some of them recommended Leota, Vantan, so many areas, Belial. So those guys said, Leota will be all right. When they took me to Leota, she said, no, this may not be initiated here.
After they arrested you?
Good.
How they arrested you?
They arrested me, forcefully beat on me. And my I had
was
two
at the house where they arrested you?
They arrested me in the public area, right before the civil mayor's office.
At what time?
Interpreter at 7:45 p.m. last night. Okay. So when we got to Leota, the time he came and asked me, I explained everything to him. He said, let me get to this guy. So from out he came saying, I did not see anything that we need to you. They should not do it in my time here. Because the information, we already heard it. They had to carry anywhere they want to carry. Put me on the car. I lost 11,000 with my test stream, about 175. But when I want to explain anything, Belial will say, you thought anything, you beat on you. They say they may have call to know my location. Belial say, we don't know any location. The counter command is Shiota Petan, Musa call. They say, they don't know my location. And I will then say, you open up, we beat on you. Okay. So they took me to Vanstown, to the nearest center. From
the township, went to another town.
Good. So while on our way to Vanstown, the car went out of fuel. So they put me on motorbike with 6 gentlemen when we entered the town. So when we entered the town, he called the bushmaster who made the king. They said you'll be dancing around him until day, so we can take him to the main center. So they said they were hungry, they prepared food. I even bought sardine to her and they ate it and knew me. After they ate it, they took the water and wasted on me. So when all of them lie down, they slept down. I took off my white shirt out on me. I joined in the bush. All of them joined.
That was last night.
Last night at 12 a.m. last night. So I joined in the bush. I crawled on my butt for 5 hours. So when I got to Learstown, Vanstown, and Leartown Junction, I wish that they had come ahead. Supertown. Those guys were ahead already there. I had arrested me this morning, carried me to the main area this morning, waiting for Belial to come and give instruction. But call were going to other people. Belial said, okay, his parents have come to Learstown. Let's get to Learstown. They require he committed by putting society me out so he can pay the penalty. His parents will sign for him and pay the penalty at the due time.
So, how many hours you guys spent, in those guys' custody?
I spent like 24 hours. It happened 7:30 last night. Up to now, I'm just released. I think you can see.
Okay, so how you guys came to Bank from Tapeta?
Okay, from he told me in Vanstown from Society Bush there, anything you talk here, the moment you explain it, they will enter. So I'm willing to see that they were around me here now. So when we got there, he said, let us go. Your parents have come. They thought you were in Learstown. They are there. 7 of your family members are there. So let's get to Learstown so we can come back all together. So we'll come and say, in the darling, down there, as Zole, you are going to Ziegler. So while going to Ziegler, Julius Cameron, the president of President Liberia, called him. He released that man anyway on the highway, carry him to the town and pull him down. He said, oh, the man already carried me. He said, I'm going there to release him.
Why you on the car?
Why you on the car? He said, he said, okay, man, I hear you are going to have the man released.
Why you couldn't talk to say I'm here?
He said, I should not talk. 16 men in the car with me. Everything I want to say, he asked me not to utter a word. So, yeah. So while coming, he received another call from the Minister of Proper. He told the minister, I'm going there already.
Minister of Information.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the circular. So everybody that call him, he will tell them he's coming to release me. In the next 2 hours, he will be released. In the next 2 hours, he will be released. The police commander called, he never knew that they had reached the police commander from the minister, the senator, all had done conference call. So the police commander told him they'll get to Ban police duty and establish the case. The case is criminal in nature. So get there. So after the communication draft, he called down to the CEO here, CEO Ban, when the Belial Mecca have him arrested. When we got here, the commander she was not here. The deputy was here. So they called the commander. When they called the commander, said, Mr. Bida, you are under arrest. They took Bida to the office and detained him for 15 minutes. So from there, I don't know what they did in there. He came, we went in investigation. I explained, they asked Bida without question. He explained, I asked him 11 questions. He could not answer all.
Okay, so what the way forward now?
The way forward now, I'm calling the people station in my country to come to my ill, and now as I speak to you, you can see my body. I'm very much sick in my body now. I need to.
Let me just come in. Why, when you got to the police investigation, you told them that you were not beaten?
I said it on the jury because when I was talking, Brother will be threatening me. You say anything here for years ago is not fine. So everything I said it on the jury.
Okay, so then. What the police are saying now?
The police are saying the commander in San Antonio has received call, the country commander received call from other people that they should send on them in my favor.
Okay, in your job you did.
In terms of who do you grade? In terms of from 1 to 10, who do you grade the best?
I grade 2 of them.
2 of them the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so what your message? Make your case out there. People who are watching you, people will be listening to you. Make your case then in terms of helping you, taking you to the rehab.
I'm pretty good to help me to move on to the habit. I don't want to move on to the habit. I get nobody to help me to think on to the habit.
Okay, so how can people reach out to you?
I get my contact.
How can they reach out to you? Read your contact out so that people can be able to help you.
707 6216.
You can read it out again.
707 6216.
Okay, thank you. Say your name again.
Alright, thank you. So let's speak to the next person.
Okay, so what's up? What's up, Dada?
Yeah, super.
What's your name?
I'm Joseph Tama.
Joseph Tama from where?
I'm from Tuboro.
Tuboro.
Yeah.
So why is it that you tripping on me? Why? What's going on?
I'm high, bro.
You high? Yeah. So how you can get high in the habit?
How you get high in the habit? I can buy my coach and get high with it and make me trip.
Yeah. So you how many years of age?
I'm 25 years of age.
25. And what year you got into this habit?
I got into the habit since I got into the habit since 2022. Yeah.
So from 2022 you stay into this habit?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see your family members, what are they saying to you? What are they encouraging you in terms of leaving the habit or what?
No, personally I'm not around there. Yeah, I'm not around there.
You know, man,
yeah.
Where are your parents? Where are your parents?
I'm a parent in Kakata.
Where?
Kakata. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if you want to leave this habit, how can people be able to help you? Are you willing first?
Yes, I'm willing to leave the habit, but the habit is so difficult to leave.
The habit is difficult. So how do you want to leave this habit when it's difficult for you?
The habit, I get 2 medication. And word of encouragement and really to leave the habit.
Okay, so people who are out there watching you can now make a case to them so that they can be able to help you in terms of taking you from the ghetto to carry you to the rehab. You can now make a case to them.
Yeah, I'm appealing to those who are watching us now to please help us in the case and send support some of us to leave the habit.
Okay, so what's your final message out there to some of the police who are saying to the habit, you want to leave this habit?
Yeah, my final message is, just habit is a bad habit, and I'm not encouraging my police to join the aid. It is bad to know just.
Okay, so say something else to people who want to help you. Say them something that will motivate them to be able to come out. Because you're very, very great, and people who are watching, they would like to know.
Yeah, so those who are willing to support us, I'm begging them, please, in the name of the law, to please help us and support us and help us to do the habit. I'm Joseph Tama.
A pleasant welcome on today. A lot of development into this country, and because the Liberian people are not informed, there are so many issues that they don't know what has happened in this country. A pleasant welcome. This is the People's Program, and this is a program that brings you up to speed what major happiness in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one world. Today is the 2nd of July. 07202025 is today. Today is Wednesday, and we'd love to say welcome to the midweek edition of the People's Program today. Don't forget, the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity must come with clean hands. As usual, I am your humble servant. I'm NATHANIEL B. VAH on this spectacular edition of the program, and you are welcome. Please share the video and invite others to join on the program. At about 12:30 today, I will share lunch or have lunch with Ambassador Lila Kuguyu. She will serve lunch with us on today, this afternoon, with very important conversations about development into her own sojourn Liberia. And welcome. Today is the 2nd of April, bringing a Liberia history upon. The Liberian education system has faced challenges, including low completion rates and the impact of conflicts, but the country has also made progress in expanding access to education and increasing literacy. A key historic factor is the settlement of the formerly enslaved African Americans who established a distinct Americo-Liberian identity and influenced the educational system of our country. Today, history is a regular feature of our programs where we'll bring you history for your listening pleasure. And there have been efforts in the country to have expand access to education at all levels, including primary, secondary, and tertiary educations on the institutions in the country. But Liberia stands to 633 formal educational structure, with primary education starting at 6 years, followed by lower and upper secondary educations. The country has institutions like the University of Liberia, Capital University, and other opportunities of university offering higher educations in the country. Liberia has a young population with a significant proportion of people under the age of 15. Liberia has multiple ethnic groups, with the Kwele being the largest and the American-Liberian making up a smaller percentage of the population of Liberia. A significant portion of the population resides in urban areas, with a notable urban-rural divide in terms of access to resources and opportunities. Today's history. Today, the 2nd of July, it's important that we bring you happenings into history on today. And today's history is a regular feature on our programs where we bring you history. Today, the United Nations General Assembly approves the creation of a new umbrella agency, the United Nations Entity for Gender Equity or Equality and the Empowerment of Women, to be called UN Women. Today, the 2nd of June in 2010. Today, the 2nd of July, 1919, in Baltimore, Maryland, Thurgood Marshall, the United States jurist, was born. He died on the 24th day of January in 1993 at the age of 84 in Bethesda, into Maryland County. On today, 1964, the United Nations President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act, perhaps the most important U.S. law on civil rights since Reconstruction of 1865 to 1877, and the hallmark of the American Civil Rights Movement. Today, in 2016, the Romanian-born Jewish writer Elie Wiesel, who won the 1986 Nobel Prize, the Peace Prize, last year for his work, provided a sober yet passionate testament of the destruction of the European Jewry during the World War II. He died today in 2016 at the age of 87. In 2008, more than 6 years after being taken hostage by the FARC guerrillas, Colombian politician Ingrid Betancourt was free during a rescue mission in which many soldiers posed as international aid workers. The American actor James Stewart, who came to personify a decent everyman struggling to overcome difficult circumstances while racing to heroic structures in the process, died today in 1997 on the 2nd of July. The United States first issued the Susan B. Anthony dollar coin, making Anthony the first woman to be depicted on the U.S. currency in 1979 on the 2nd of July. The American businessman Sam Walton opened the first Walmart, then known as Walmart, store in Roger, Arkansas. It was the start of what will be the largest retail sales chain in the United States unto date. An airplane piloted by the American aviator Amelia Earhart disappeared over the Central Pacific Ocean during her attempt to fly across the world today, 1937, on the 2nd of July. Patrice Lumumba, the first Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo in 1960, was born in Inalua, Belgium, Congo in 1925 on today. And before I leave you today, the Polish poet Willas Wa, who rejected socialist realism to paint intelligent and empathetical verse that exploit the physical, and moral issues, for which he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1996 for literature, was born today in history. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, a pleasant welcome on today. Many thanks to all of you joining us on this edition. Let me say thanks to our folks watching us live. Good afternoon. Arthur B. Kuhn Jr. into the New Mataria State said, I'm watching you. Abu Soare SD Copper Road, Budget People Party. He said, wow, any regime in the past regime really spoil our youths in Mama Liberia, but God will pay them one by one. Honorable as top of few say, I'm watching from the CDC party headquarters in Congo Town this afternoon. And Titus Grieve is watching us today. He said, I'm watching for Soul Clinic, Painesville City. Zondo Livingstone Jackson is a realite. Really need the Nima people help because he was massively beating these guys. Man, Moses Morba is watching. Banga City, Bon County, Moses, welcome. And Emmanuel Kilima is watching. 72nd Ayusha. Sidiki Tuari, it's a good afternoon, family. Menso Bala is watching. Joba Community, thank you, Menso. And the Budget People Party, Gabriel Manny is also watching. It's a rare light community. Ambassador Fokbaji Flomo GS Roads in a Hill Community. Siku Mafata Jabate is watching. Said, my favorite JNV, I'm watching you from usual resident LPRC. David Ritchie said, I'm watching thanks to the update, Nathaniel Soul Clinic. And Persa Football Academy is always on our platform. Watching, say, information Val, thanks for the show today. Good afternoon to you and the team. Good afternoon, Lawson Augustine Sagacious Wisdom said, I'm following this fascinating and stimulating conversations from my comfort zone today. They're from Nima County. Gus Tamba said, Nima County, Sunny College. J. Nehemiah F. Harris is watching. Moses Gono is watching. Holy Wayne Tilbo, Nima County is watching. Lai Jabin Kruma is watching. Ruben Bondo, Sambo Gate is watching. And Akatara, Stiako, Akatara Fire is watching. All of you watching us on today. Ruben Wobin Komatown is watching. Levi Siwa is watching. Habel City Prince K.D. Uwa, GSA Road. Romeo Cooper is watching. And Clarence K. or Kai is watching. It's from New Jersey. New Jersey. Good afternoon. Many thanks to all of you today. And I will be having with me on today, good afternoon to you. I will be having here Ambassador Lilai Kukuyu, and she will be on the platform this afternoon at about now. We'll see her with her. She will be here, and she will be discussing on the unveiling of a book. A national unveiling process be going on. What is contained, what has been our own contribution to the national process as an ambassador, as a civil rights activist, and a female lawyer or activist. But she will confirm a lot of those issues on today. It's important. Let me say welcome. You know, there is something that is going to happen in a few days. And when it is happening, it's good I will bring it to your attention. Why Liberians are having a lot of issues, the rebuilding process of this country, which is very much important, is on, and it is also very important to see Liberians interested into the developmental agenda of this country. But you know, there is some process, and I'm getting a report here. Okay, yeah. Liberia Lone Star former player George Gibro has just gone under eye surgery, and it's good that we inform Liberians about this. I remember at some point in time there were several SOS calls that were coming in for George Gibro. You know, this country is so pathetic because Liberia just breeding thieves, corrupt people, real life Zogos who are there to siphon the country's money. So these are issues that Liberians are faced with. So no matter what you do for the country, as I say, we're in need. Every year today, something happens. Oh, they are men and talking on the radio. The men who have been running on SKD, George Gibro, George Gibro, George Gibro. Even the fact the past government slapping the face, getting job was so difficult for him. He cried. Just imagine it was the past government, what I say, with a football government, as someone who had his days in serving, improving soccer around the world, who hailed from Liberia, one of his kind. He was sent to hospital. But this government, he has gone to hospital, but he has not gone serious eye surgery upon. But that's it. We won't relent. We will fight for this country. Like I said to you, we are waiting on our studio guest, Ambassador Lila Kuguyu. But you know, there is this issue that has been uncovered. There is a kind of eternal directive. Mind you, some of you are into the building or construction area. Some of you know this. I'm not talking about those who go into my house or seeing house where they don't know how much cement bag is. Because when they fix in the house, they go buy mat or they go buy zinc. So for them to ask for cement bag is difficult. But now Liberians are now modernizing their structure into building with cement. And the reason that this is happening is that while the government is also prioritizing the development agenda of this country, business institutions or those who are service providers should be also augmenting government efforts so that if government cannot build structures, individuals, Liberians can build, but it will be done when it is affordable and available. We are getting a leak. We have uncovered a leak internal directive that has come from Simeco. You will not tell me you don't know Simeco, what Simeco is. According to this, Simeco having a plan that it should increase cement. I'm finna get in the report. Effectively on the 7th of July, Simeco has said that they will increase cement by 0.25%. The one out there, they say no, they don't sell it far. But they want to increase it. You know, Simeco is a subsidiary of the Hardenberg Materials, formerly the Hardenberg Cement Group, one of the world's largest building material company upon. Simeco is partnered with them. But this revelation has raised a very serious red flag with how cement is being regulated and the consumer advocacy cycle, and this is making Liberians to have a serious concern about this. This has prompted concerns about the possible price fixing and the anti-competitive behavior in the Liberian market. Simeco has a link with this one Mr. Gandhi, to what they describe as usually a close tie in the competing firm. They have raised suspicion that he may now be acting a manner detrimental to Simeco's standing, because Simeco should be able to provide cement for the Liberian people affordable and available. And if this is the case, many Liberians now are fear that the action will weaken the company position or even undermine the long-term viability of this country. They are saying that as of the 7th, they went from inside, they're taking window, but you will see it happening. Someone already started with the news. The price of the 32.5 hour grade cement, which has been sold for 7.50, it will go up to 7.75. Then they want, those in the cement world, what I'm saying, they understand what I'm saying. The 42.5N grade will climb from, which is now being 8.10, will go to 8.35, 8.10 to 8.35. And across the board, they'll have this equipment inside. Especially where you find out people are carrying on massive construction in the country, making sure that Liberians can have cement available and affordable. This is worrisome. So they are saying from inside, this is what we're getting. From the 7th, reportedly, from the 7th of July, just 5 days from now, that is next week Monday, cement price will go up. So you're here, cement price will go up. And like I said, Ambassador Lida Kuyu, we are with her as our guest. And she has just informed me that there's a bit of traffic so she'll be a bit late. So we say welcome. We say with you. You know, it was in the closing days of last month, with this call from Nima County that Asila Mita should now be afforded the opportunity to renew or extend their contract with this country. Remember the Royal Island representative here from Nima County, who is serving in the United States as a representative, Nathan Bia, said that if Liberia will consider this, then it should be upon the basis of which that the Asila Mita have fulfilled their side of the agreement, because there were mineral agreements signed that was already signed in 2007. Now, the House Committee, the Joint Committee on Compliance and Construction Review of the House, they invited Asila Mita to appear on the 1st of July, which was yesterday. Now, it was interesting to note that Asila Mita looked in the faces of the lawmakers and told them, Koto. They failed to appear at the scheduled legislative hearing on yesterday. And remember this collaborative process with the Inter-Ministerial Construction Committee, the IMCC. This was intended that Asila Mita provide a comprehensive compliance update and then submit all relevant documents to support the operations and their adherence to the existing concession agreement. And Asila Mita failed to attend on yesterday, so this has prompted the lawmakers, member of the committee, said that Asila Mita should appear next week with our legal counsel. But the House Committee, the Joint Committee on Compliance and Construction Review of the House, they have issued a contempt citation against Asila Mita. And Honorable Anthony F. Williams, a member of the committee, has said that they should give them a time to appear next week, and they should appear with their legal counsel. They'll show cause why they should not be held in contempt with the legislature pursuant to Article 44 of the Liberia Constitution. You know, we said this in time past. The way in which we can offer ourselves, I mean our leaders who are at the forefront, to these concessionaires or investors, that they can overlook us. You won't tell me Asila Mita will be in South Africa, the parliament called for Asila Mita to appear long before on the scheduled date, and they look in the bold face of the House Committee and say, we will not appear, without giving a cause. But when we say these things, some of you are loyal to these people will say, no, you're leading. But it is the resource of this country has been depleted. And folks are in this business that they don't know. I'm talking about Liberian people don't know in actuality. So even if there are agreements on the book and these agreements are not followed, they look around, all they know is one company in that area, but not knowing that they're being robbed. Or even when they tell them that we will build hospitals, even to the extent that those leaders were not even informed. Those people who are the custodian of those resources. So it's not strange, and I saw this coming ever since. I saw it when I raised this issue. When a lawmaker in Rhode Island raised the issue that I should be able to see that Asila Mita do exactly, because Asila Mita still have a balance 5 years or a little over 4 years. Because by 2030, there are 25 years agreement of Liberia shall have ended. And they want to renew, to extend. And remember recently the president of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Imam Boakai, went there to commission a concentrator, of which today even the lawmakers are saying they don't know even the actual amount. They were hearing a little over 1 billion. How much they spent with this benefit Liberia. And while they are now erecting these things, there are even more of the agreement that have been violated vehemently by ArcelorMittal. Upon the president's arrival into ArcelorMittal, he was greeted by scores of workers. They said ArcelorMittal must go. ArcelorMittal should go. They are now working in the interest of the people. And when we signed 25 years agreement, and the CEO was able to admit to that. He even said this time around they are committed on completing even the roads that lead from Ganta City to Yikipa. You only see a fragment of the road being built in 20 years time. But from Sunny Quarter to Yikipa, that road line ruined. And even into the affected areas, there are complaints that only the roads that go up to the mine are in good conditions, but the roads that lead up to the various towns and villages, is I have to say no one exists in those areas because the company don't even pay attention to that. At some point in time, they were accused of several pollution, environmental violations. At several point in time in the agreement, they promised that about this time Liberians should have been into senior top managerial positions. But the citizens, the affected areas, said that their sons and daughters, some were sent out of the country and were laid aside. And some of their fathers, their husbands, their children are being held as contractor over or go to a decade. And those were issues that prompted several courts calling on the Labor Ministry to get involved into this matter. But now, ArcelorMittal were called to appear on yesterday. They looked boldly in the face of our lawmakers and said, no, we were not going to come. In that bring way, Kutu. One of the chair on the joint committee, Honorable Foley Family, issued a very strange statement that to all concessionaires operating in this country, emphasizing that the committee will not tolerate actions that undermine the authority and integrity of the legislature. And this is just a similar case. They look in the face of the law, and like I said, the way we sign concession agreement. Look, in other countries, concession companies that are still talking, we run into the poor lawmakers. Because with sincerity, the folks have the resources in that country. And in the group of lawmakers, especially the committee responsible for such a process, I'm on side with the INCC. When they complain, it means that you live in the country. But Liberia is not the case. Because our folks are being used to sacrifice the interests of the people, have been used to fulfill the selfish greed of their inner nature. They use bib, food, few cash, placed in their pockets, and their mouths are shut upon. It's appalling. And you know, pundits are now saying that even the younger folks into Nima County who were advocating that ArcelorMittal is the only company. There you go. People say no, ArcelorMittal go, you'll be able to play people now work again. You will not do the. But if we have a company that can come and help us, that can come to mine our resources and can give us a just benefit, what more than having somebody want to look at you? Should you be with them? If you ever cry, if you hear somebody here you crying, they did not get better. then you cry and do it better, which will be good. And the folks are saying ArcelorMittal will not honor the house because they don't respect the house. They don't see the house as a body that they should be responsible for. Sure. And our lawmakers waited all the years, 20 years, before they want to assess compliance, before they want to promote accountability, before they want to uphold transparency. The lawmakers shall be aware. So when I hear lawmakers, they know ArcelorMittal is in the country. ArcelorMittal come in the country now. ArcelorMittal look in both faces and say, no, we can't come to you. Or don't even give any reason why they should not come. But they are the folks which going to say, oh yeah, they are the poor I'll give us, and they will give us incentive. Whereas what they're taking from here, they're not even giving us an inch of it. Liberia still lie ruined, having been in the business with the word steel giant. ArcelorMittal. It is shameful, it is disgraceful on the part of our leaders that is being treated in this kind of a manner. It is a shame on them that they should see and look boldly in the face of our lawmakers and disrespect them. They are called and they say, no, we won't come, or don't give any reason why they will not come or why they never came. They were all Liberians, and that's why the lawmaker in the United States and in Royal Island were calling on Liberians and say, hey, you have to look at it for good, because if they had any clear intent, they were able to fulfill, or they should have at this time fulfilled a lot of the agreement into the Mineral Development Agreement. But now you see this. But Liberians, it's up to you. They are your leaders. They are your lawmakers, the people you send to represent you there at the level. And this is how they've been treated now. And some of them are getting so angry. The chairman of the Joint Committee on for the Family is now angry. Issued a very strong warning that they will not continue such business as usual, and they will not tolerate actions that undermine the authority and integrity of the legislature. I'll take my break here. My guest is already in the studio. I'll take a break and we'll jumpstart our conversation. Good afternoon.
The need for reconciliation is not only given to President. We are saying this again. We hold no sympathy for Mr. Doe. We hold sympathy for Nelson Doe. Peace to our artists. But Doe deserve to die. And if need be, if history repeat itself, he must be killed in a more brutal way than he was killed. For the fact that you can kill over 600 people, men and women, pastors and imams, babies, mothers and pregnant women, in a raid or massacre, we cannot celebrate you as a president that should be given a befitting state funeral.
Yo,
bueno, our trouble.
All men are born equal, deserve the right to live. Yo.
Bueno, our trouble too deserve to die. Oh yes. If history revisit itself, the need to have a more forceful death is imperative upon him. We owe no one an apology. No one an apology for our stand on these issues.